don't want to wake up the wardens. Oh, they're not here. Well, you look at that. You leave the area for a few days and someone goes and takes care of all the wardens for you. Whew. I'm going to be honest with you. They had me worried for a second. Thought I was going to have to take care of those wardens all by myself. Welcome back to Truly Bedrock. You know, for a moment there, I really was worried that Moss and I were going to have to clean up our mess. But thankfully, someone managed to clean it up for us. And I'm sure that that person, you know, didn't have any issues with it whatsoever and didn't die and lose over 1,000 levels. I'm not talking about Slack Lizard. Anyway, I believe I've made my message abundantly clear to all of those who would mess with my economy and my shops. If you would like to continue doing so, remember I know how to escalate certain mechanics inside of this game, and I know how to use them. So from this point moving forward, I am more than willing to extend my hand out in an olive branch of peace. I have been terrorized with this horrendous turquoise color and escalating things against my shops, and hopefully now I've made my point that I will not take it sitting down. But I extend my hand now in an offering of peace to any of those who would like it, in hopes that we can come to some sort of accord and not terrorize each other's shops anymore. Because frankly, the entire shopping district being turquoise, it's getting a little bit out of hand. It's getting a little bit out of hand. We need to start de-escalating these store wars, and I think I need to pick up a few allies in the process for this. So, moving forward, I will no longer terrorize the shopping district with wardens, withers, and other sorts of mechanics that I know how to manipulate into the game, and I look forward to their equivocal offer of peace. But today is a very, very busy day. It's a very, very important day, and we have so much to get done before this year ends. We actually have a lot to get done. So it's been a while since I've been on the server, and we've had an update finally applied, which means that I am now able to go out in the wild, wild world into the darkest corners of the server, areas that have not been explored and that have been pruned more than once. The areas of the server so far away that few dare to venture into them. The Pale Gardens, which exist thousands upon thousands of blocks away. I actually don't know how I'm going to get there right now. I'm probably going to need like a stack or 4 of rockets in order to get there. But I want to check out the Pale Gardens today. I want to go grab some of that pale moss so that we can start hopefully selling it soon. And I also want to see if we can grab ourselves a creaking. But also, we need to take a quick look around the shopping district in this perpetual rain that Mojang really, really needs to fix. I'm just not sleeping on the server anymore. I'm just not sleeping because of all this rain. But have you seen this? Have you seen this? Someone over here is selling shulkers. We have a shulker farm, and someone else is undercutting us on shulkers. I need to get my shop set up. I need to get my shop set up. But even worse than that, I came over here to Zloy's wood shop with the bingy bangy bong bongs, and I went to go buy some wood to build my shop, and you know what I discovered? It's actually worse than you might imagine. The shops, I mean, unless you want like dark wood, right? Dark oak. There's some stuff here, but not really enough to work with. This whole area over here, it's basically sold out. I mean, I come over here, look at this. The gray spruce. I don't know what awful spruce is. Maybe this is gray spruce. I don't know. We're sold out. There's no wood on the server. Ain't nobody can buy anything. We're broke. I mean, I'm not broke. Zoy's not broke. He hasn't been here in a hot minute. But there is no wood on the server. And no wood to buy, that is. So, we need to get started also on getting a wood farm up and running. And you know what? I think I have just the idea to get started with this. I have designed a new wood farm, and I'm more than excited to test it out here on the server to see if it actually is half decent or anything. But first, we got to get out of here. We got to check the Pale Garden, and then one other secret for you before the episode ends. So, first and foremost, let's head out there into the wilds. Oh, I'm not paying those prices. 2 diamonds for a stack. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay, I'm getting out. Now, the first problem with finding a Pale Garden is we have to get to it, because it is thousands of blocks away, which on this server is a very long way. Why are there falling cows? There's falling horses. All the animals in this village are falling. This village is completely cursed. Let's get out of here. Now, I know that a couple people on the server have already been to a pill garden, but they haven't disclosed where they went. And not all the pill gardens that I've seen have all of the fun stuff in them, namely the creaking. And I definitely want to get one of those creaking hearts because I think it's going to be a very, very cool block. And I think that we can take advantage of it to hopefully get some of those trees and get a lot of the resin blocks. Oh, look here. Here we go. One beautiful pear garden right here. Now, I'm here on a collection mission. First and foremost, we have to collect all of the beautiful things that we want. I love these trees. I know that some people will say we have plenty of gray in this game. And all I have to say to them is, Mojang, please keep giving us free content because this is absolutely incredible. I love the grays that we get in here because any type of gray makes building with stone and building these old rustic buildings that I like building all the more easier. Now, what I would really also like is to find where all my iron is so I can make... Oh, never mind. I have a pair of shears right here. We're all good. We're all good. I thought I came all this way and I didn't have any shears in here. So, yeah, I love this. I love that this... Look at this. It has these falling leaves. I keep saying this over and over and again. We need more of these interactive, active environmental blocks like these leaves because they drop and they give you so much. You can create ambience with this that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do. And I think that any type of leaf in this game that does this, it's a fantastic addition. Would I like them in different colors? Of course. Of course. But any type of interactivity that we get in this game, it's worth it. It is worth it to me. I don't know how I feel about the pale wood blocks. I really don't quite yet. But I'm going to collect a whole bunch anyway because you never know. You never know what you're going to build with something. I do know that I'm going to fall into this hole right here, though. So let's get right back up there. And I do know that I love these. I love this. This is like a textured stone block. And this is going to make texturing all of the paths that come up and kind of blur in with stone all the much better. So I am very, 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 very excited to have all of these beautiful new blocks in the game. The possibilities with them are just endless. I love it. I love it. Now, I also want to grab some of this pale moss carpet. I think that's what this is. Yeah, some of that. But yeah. But do you see this right here? This right here, the growy things that come out of the pale moss carpets. I think that that's a very clever thing to add into the game. This is a new type of block. Oh, those are torches. Someone has already been here. This might be a problem a little bit later. That's not foreshadowing at all, I hope. The moss that grows up, though. Oh, I love it. I love these hanging things. I love how the carpets can interact with other types of wood. I think that is a brilliant direction that Mojang is taking with these type of interactive blocks. These affect other blocks in the game and allow you to have some cool new decorations. And I think that it's really, really awesome. Now, these flowers, on the other hand, I don't know what to feel about the flowers. Hold on. We need to find some more of these flowers. Now, in general, I try not to spoil myself too much with any type of updates that come out, but I thought these flowers did something. I know that they're kind of closed by default, but I thought that there was a way that you could get them to open up. And I'm not sure off the top of my head what is the way to do that. So I think maybe we have to wait until night. Maybe they're like night flowers, like moon flowers or something like that. So maybe we need to wait until night. I am getting a little bit concerned that someone has already been here and lit all these torches up, because I have a feeling that the creaking in here are a little bit rare with their spawning. And I have this really, really bad feeling that if someone's already been here, they've probably already nabbed a creaking heart. But I'm going to try to grab as many of these blocks that I can, because the long-term plan with this moss is we're going to shove it into our moss farm, since our moss farm already generates a ton of bone meal for us. And we're just going to see if the rates for these drop any differently than the regular moss. Oh, yeah, someone's definitely been here. Someone came out here and they built themselves a whole house. It's like they claimed the whole area. all this land. They came here and said, all this land is my land. And then they built like, I don't know, like a weird floor. Okay, sorry. I keep getting off track here. We're going to see what the rates are on these moss blocks and see if they're any different from regular moss, because maybe we can have a better bone meal design out of it. And then we're also going to at least gather up enough that we can sell. I don't know if we'll get a shop done to start selling this right away, but I do want to gather up enough of these because I guarantee you, of all the people here on the server, I'm probably the only one who's capable of selling this in bulk. I know that people can come and mine it, but I can generate probably thousands of these blocks in the bone meal farm if the bone meal farm works really, really quickly. Oh, that's kind of interesting. See, I don't understand these flowers. I don't understand what they do. I know, I've heard they're like poisonous, but I don't know what to do with them quite yet. Oh, that's interesting. They also don't open up if you harvest them. Okay. I want to give some thought. I don't know what to do with these blocks quite yet, these new types of flowers. Normally, like with the other type of flowers, you're like, oh, this is pretty. I can just use it as some sort of decoration. But if these don't change after you harvest them, I'm not entirely sure what I can do with them quite yet. So if you have ideas for what to do with these, please let me know down in the comments, because I really don't know yet. They're kind of a mystery to me. They're kind of just a mystery to me. Oh, what was that? Does this place just have creepy ambient sounds? No, that was just a zombie. Hey, it's Loy! Hi, Loy. Just kidding, that wasn't Zoe. That's just the zombie who looks like Zoe. Does this place just have creepy ambient sounds that go off? Or was that a creaking? I'm gonna harvest some of these flowers. I don't know what to do with them yet, but I'm gonna harvest them. Or do they have to have direct moonlight to open up? I don't know. Oh, this is kind of a cool biome right down here, too. I am very much in explore mode right now, and I love it when a new update comes out, because all this means is that I can explore. And holy smokes, is that a lot of mobs. This place, I understand now why whoever came over here lit this up, because it is a mob spawn nightmare. Did you hear that? I just heard it again. Does the biome actually creak? That's interesting. That's kind of creepy, if I'm honest. I don't like it. I don't like that at all. I don't like that one bit. It doesn't make me feel good inside. Okay, so I think that someone has thoroughly taken all the creaking hearts from this. I don't think that I'm gonna find another one of these creaking mobs inside of here. So I don't like that creaking noise at all. That's a very, very creepy noise. I think what we're gonna do is we need to find ourselves another pale garden, and I think we're gonna have to fly quite a bit away. So I'm gonna gather up my stuff and land at another pale garden that looks like it has also already been taken advantage of and exploited for all of its resources. That's kind of a big bummer. Oh, hi there. You know, I'm not merely adequate. I don't fall for creepers just like that. Come on. You can do better than that, my man. I don't like how it creaks, though. And I'm going to have to take a guess. I'm going to guess that this other one has also been fully ransacked. So that's 1,000 blocks. See, look, that's a hole that Merely Adequate made. I can tell you right now, that's Merely Adequate. Merely Adequate's the only person on the server who falls for... He gets in so much trouble with creepers. It's kind of funny. But... yeah, I think that this place has also been thoroughly explored, so we're gonna need to find... Goodness, Adequate. Goodness. You just leave a mess everywhere you go. Okay, I think we're gonna have to find another one, so let's keep a-flying. So, as you can see, the next closest pale garden to where I was is at negative 7,600, which if you're looking at the coordinates from the previous clip, we were at positive 5,600, so that's like 10,000 blocks of travel. These things on this world in particular are very, very rare, and the ones that I do find are small. But I don't see any torches in this one, which is a very, very good sign, and I'm hoping that means we'll hopefully run into a creaking sometime soon. There's a lot of mobs in here. I'm actually surprised by the number of mobs that spawn in here. I thought that the flowers would have a light source of at least one, but they don't seem to. And that actually surprised me, because I thought that this place would be... Oh, I didn't like that one bit. I thought this place would be safer. Hi there. You know, you're not so scary once when I look at you. Okay, so that's your heart thing, right? Your heart's up there? Okay, we need to figure out... Oh, so... This is why this place is dangerous. It's not because of the creaking. It's... Stay still. Stay still. Stop. Baby. Baby. Go away, baby. Baby. Bad baby. Goodness. Goodness. We're going to get up here. I'm going to be in trouble real soon. This place isn't dangerous because of the creaking. It's dangerous because of the creaking and the other stuff. It makes you focus on looking at the mob. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that one bit. All right, so your heart. I want your creaking heart. And I thought it was over here. Where'd you go? Is that... Oh, there you are. Show me your heart. Okay, it's actually a few trees over. Okay, let's go over here. I don't think he can get up here, so I think we're perfectly safe. Let's see if we can find his heart block. Because I think it could make a fun decoration. Why can I not find your heart block? I would expect them just to be, like, in the tree. Am I misunderstanding how these work? These should just go into the tree, right? Okay, hold on. No, that wasn't a creaking. Where did you go? Where did you go? I need to find you so you can show me where your heart... Why can I not find this? I thought that this would be a whole lot easier to find up here. Is it a block that grows in the tree? Is it... Oh my gosh. Oh, I should have brought torches. The two things I never bring with me. Torches. I don't know. Where is he? I never bring torches and an ender chest. And I have an ender chest, so that means I forgot my torches. Okay. Can I just not hear him? Oh, here it is. Oh, that's kind of interesting. It grows hidden. Oh, that's sneaky. That right there is super duper sneaky. Oh, and look at that. When you hit him, you get some resin. That could be exciting. So what? Oh, jeez. Jeez, look at all these mobs. Ah! Hi. I want your heart. Are you going to be okay with that? Can I, like... so many mobs. Okay, I want your heart block. I think I need silk touch. Oh, I can make more resin that way. Okay. Stop it. I'm getting unnecessarily flustered because of this. Okay. I want your heart block. And I think I need to do silk touch with it. Which means I have to use this. That's okay. That is okay. What? Stop it. Stop it. Oh, he is so hard to see, too. Like, if you aren't looking, he blends into the tree so well. Oh, my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna be in trouble here real soon. I need to get out of here. Okay. Thank goodness that we have fast attack. Okay. I need to come... Oh, there's a new strategy. Oh, there's a creeper there. Jeez. Okay, 2 hearts. I hit a tree. Okay, that could have almost been my entire life. Okay. I think I need to come up with a new strategy for how to deal with this. And that new strategy consists of placing down the very few lanterns that I have left. Because apparently I have lanterns instead of torches. Okay, but we need to, like, make the area around it safe so that stuff stops spawning. And then we need to make... this isn't going to work, is it? Isn't going to work. Stuff's still going to spawn instead of my spawn radius. Okay. I just want the creaking heart. So let's do the good old-fashioned fly away. Despawn everything. Fly back in. And hopefully this should now be safer. Especially if we do it from, like, up here. Look at that. That did absolutely nothing. Light level means nothing here. Okay. We're going to be up here where it's, like, semi-safe. And I'm going to be right here. And then, with these leaves all cleared out, I'm going to silk touch this. And then I will have his beautiful, gorgeous heart. I wonder if that sound is a directional sound. That takes a long time to mine, doesn't it? Okay. Where did he go? Do I get to see him despawn? No, I didn't. I really wanted to see him despawn. Okay, so let's see if we can... Yeah, hi! Oh, I didn't like that either. Okay, you there. Well, since you want to come out and play, let's go find... I want to see how you despawn now that I have one. I want to grab some more resin. And I also want to see what happens if I don't use Silk Touch. I'm just going to ignore that witch there. I'm just going to ignore that witch. You're kind of creepy, my man. Okay. So there is... Okay, we'll get some more resin. Okay. The resin makes it a whole lot easier to see. The resin makes it a whole lot easier to see. So, let's see if we can... Okay. I broke it. And it kind of just, like, disintegrates. And I didn't get a block, so I have to use Silk Touch. Okay. Very, very, very good to know. Good to know. Okay, and because 1 is none and 2 is 1, look at that. I wanted to find another one of you. And so there you are. Okay, let's get your heart. It's coming out today now, so this should be a little bit safer. And I just want to have another one of these because I kind of want to figure out how they work. And I want to see that little animation that you have a little bit better. So let's go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to break your heart, my darling Creaking. But don't worry. I think I know how to put it back together again. I think. Oh, that's a really cool animation. Imagine if the other mobs in Minecraft also had that animation without like a custom pack. That would be super duper cool. Okay, so pro tip, if you're gonna come here, make sure that you do this in day. It's a lot less terrorizing. And I would also recommend that you bring a whole lot of torches with you. I know that probably seems like super duper obvious, but I don't know. It wasn't obvious to me, but here I am. Okay, so the last thing I want to get while I'm here is a couple more of these branches, these saplings. I don't know how I'm going to make a farm out of them yet, but we got a couple of those, and I'd like a couple more. So that maybe we can plant some of these trees and hopefully have a renewable source of these very, very big... They're just dark oak trees, you know, retextured. But, you know, I'm fine. I'm always fine with new blocks. Besides, these new blocks, they're like budget basalt. And if you can get this easier than basalt, that's a really, really good idea. I really, really like that. And a flight of fancy later, we have returned back to our lovely, gorgeous moss farm, which is like producing moss in some really, really weird places. Like, why is there moss there? How did moss grow over... What? All right, something is clearly not right. That's okay. That's okay, though. Not a super big deal. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to replace this... Oh, good. That didn't overflow with water. That would be really sad with that. With a pale moss block. And we are going to see what happens when we activate this farm with 50% of it being generated by pale moss blocks. We probably also need a couple more rockets because I am absolutely out of them again. That was a very, very long flight back. A very, very long flight. So let's go ahead and zip up here real quick. And just see how things look. First off, are we producing pale moss? Yes, kinda. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Look at that. Now, here's something interesting. It really blends in with the stone. So if you want to use the pale moss for any type of texturing, I think that it would look very good with stone. Just like regular stone. I don't know why. It's hard to tell what the rates are, though. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit and then just stand right out by the output feed and get a few sugar boxes ready. And we will see what our output looks like after running this farm for a little bit. Okay, I think it's been about the 7.5 minutes that this farm usually takes. Yep, there we go. And now we just stand underneath here, collect all this before... Oh, my inventory's already full. Well, will you look at that? Okay, so you do generate the seeds. I wonder if that's just a side effect of this. Okay, so this is actually very, very interesting. If you want to use a moss farm, and this doesn't generate seeds, I'll need to check this a little bit, but if it doesn't generate the seeds, that means that it is potentially more efficient for you to use the pale moss with your farm than it is to use the regular moss. Okay, hold on. We're going to make a couple of shulker boxes here to load this up. I'm going to run this a few more times to just kind of see what the result is, but I'll need to check like what the drop rates are for pale moss to regular moss. And so normal moss, when you're using like just a regular moss farm, it will produce moss, the azalea trees, and then the grass, and of course the carpets, right? The seeds, when you fill up a composter, don't do a whole lot for it. Sometimes they can't do anything, which is fine. You know, that isn't the end of the world. The azalea trees do a bunch, and then so also do the moss blocks themselves. But the question is does producing exclusively moss result in higher rates? Now, I will say I think it produces less carpets than the the regular moss does, which I think is equally interesting. But I'm curious to see if we run this farm with just pale moss, if we would actually have better rates. Now, I know that like there's already new moss farms that use like fish and stuff like that, but it's still interesting to see like what the side effect of using pale moss is, as aside from something else, because getting pale moss in theory is just a matter of flying around the overworld as opposed to needing to go inside of a lush garden, or sorry, not a lush garden, a lush cave biome, which sometimes can be a little bit tricky to find if you haven't found one underground. So I'm gonna let this farm run a few more times to kind of see what the output is and see if it makes any difference whatsoever in the output. Okay, so running it a few more times, I'm just gonna flush the system out here now that I've deactivated it. I don't think that the drop rates are substantively different. I think if you decide to use pale moss in this, it might be a little bit better, but marginal improvements at best. I don't think it's worth like setting up a dedicated pale moss farm for this. I think they spread about the same. I think that you'll have roughly similar rates. So I do have 2 shulker boxes of the moss blocks that we can start selling though, and also a block of the pale moss carpets. And here's the thing I like about this. Look at this. I talked about this earlier. It goes up 1 and it can go up 2 without bone mealing. These are going to be very, very cool decorative blocks. These are going to be very, very cool decorative blocks because there is... I already have ideas for this. Here. So let's go over to the shopping district and let's apply them around our shop. And I can show you some of the ideas I had for this. Okay, so flying into the shopping district, we're going to come over here to our shop. Ow. What are the odds that I hit the 1 lantern on the 1 post? Come on. Okay, let's climb up here. And I want to test a few things. Because we know they grow up on the side of things. Do they grow on doors? Can I get them to grow on a door? No. What if back here? No, they do not grow on posts. Okay. What about like this? Because these are like closed doors technically. No. They won't grow on closed doors. Okay, interesting. What about here? They will grow here. That is interesting. Do I like that? I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let's just sprinkle this a couple places. Does it make me feel better? I definitely like the color of it, but is there a better application of the color? And I think this right here, this tree, is probably the best application. It does corners. Okay. This right here is the king application of this. If you're gonna use the carpets, put them on the trees. It's an ever so subtle texture, but it breaks up the tree texture even more than like leaves or anything else. Oh, I love this. This is going in my playbook for any type of tree design because you can hide the moss carpets themselves and mix it in with regular moss to look like moss is climbing up the tree. I wish that regular moss did this too, because if regular moss did this too, you could actually have moss growing up the sides of trees. And look, the gray on gray, I think it looks super duper great. I'm not too like, I don't really care for this all that much. Like I could deal without this, to be totally honest with you. But this ever so subtly scattered in, I think is a great addition. But the gray on gray is a super, super subtle addition that I think makes these gray spruce trees that we have look even cooler. And as we saw at the Bonemeal farm, it will also grow on grass, which means you can get this and you can kind of have like a hazy grass window thing going on. I really, really like that. I now wish that regular moss carpets could do this as well, because regular moss carpets having that mossy effect on trees, I think you would get a lot more green in it. But that right there is super duper cool. I love this. If I can just get one right there. Yeah. Nice little slant going up right there. We have a directing your eye upwards with the way that is oriented. I think that is a fantastic addition into the game. Could it grow on other things? Yeah, probably. But I think the things it grows on, I think are perfect just the way that they are. And actually, I have one more idea that I want to do for this. So let's get this. I'm going to take this off. And what I want to do is add it like somewhere at the top right there. So let's see if we have another moss block that I'm fine with getting rid of. Let me just get rid of this one here. That's fine. I didn't really care for that on the spruce there. So if you fly up here and just place this like right there. Let's place this right here. And let's get a twofer. Let's get you. Where'd you go? Let's get you to grow tall. Yeah. How does this look? That right there, I like a lot. It's a ever so subtle way of breaking up the pattern that your eyes see. And I think that is a perfect addition. No one's going to notice that. No one is ever going to notice that consciously. But I guarantee you subconsciously, people are going to walk by that and say, wow, that's a cool tree. I mean, other than the fact that the ground is all turquoise, but that's a separate problem. We've already agreed to move on to that. I think that adding that in is a fantastic addition to your tree. So if you're going to make your trees out of this acacia wood, get some pale moss carpets and sprinkle that within just to diversify the trunk a little bit. You'll be very, very happy. At least I'm very, very happy, and I think you'll be very, very happy too. But speaking of trees, we need to, we need to get the shop going. And in order to get the shop going, we need to get a tree farm going. So let's fly over. Wait, can I really not walk through that? Okay. We need to get working on a wood farm. This block right here. The carpet's tall enough to prevent you from walking through this. That's actually kind of funny. I didn't know that you can use these as like budget barrier blocks if you plan it just right. Okay. That's like really, really funny. Why can't I walk through that? Okay, let's find another place to put this real quick. Here, you can just go there. Fine. No, not there. There. Oh, it can do... Okay, sorry. I'm getting distracted again. We need to make a wood farm. Now, following my most recent stream, I headed over to the witch farms and harvested another bazillion shulker boxes of redstone, which I could probably just sell for free at this point. And more importantly, gunpowder. And you may be asking, Alaydriem, why do you need gunpowder for a tree farm? Well, I want to try a rather explosive route to harvesting all the wood from all my trees that I'm going to harvest from this, and that is by not harvesting them at all and instead just blowing them up. Because here on Minecraft Bedrock 1.20, we, especially on this server, and it's not unique to this server, it's anywhere you go, have 100% TNT drop rates, or at least we should. And as you can see over here, I've already started building this new wood farm design over here, which should do everything except for double white trees. I'm not going to make it super duper complicated, but this should do everything except for double white trees. And we are just going to take all the materials and basically throw TNT at it to harvest it. So that way we can stay there and then basically just run the farm indefinitely without having to move. Which in theory should mean that I save time on the tree bit because I don't have to harvest them. And it'll also save a whole bunch of time on materials because I don't need to gather all the redstone and I don't need to create a whole bunch of pistons in order to chunk the tree down into a cube. Don't get me wrong. I don't mind chunking things down into cubes, but then needing to harvest them a little bit later, it's a little bit of a pain. So the general strategy that I have for this entire farm is I'm going to do a chunk and use pistons to go a chunk and move a tree with its arms branching out wide into a straight pole. And I'm going to grab that pole, and then I'm going to move it one way, and then I'm going to move it another way, then I'm going to move it another way, and then I'm going to move it another way, and then it's eventually just be pushed into something that goes boom. I know it sounds really, really complex, but it's really, really simple. We're just using a whole bunch of TNT to blow up stuff that's moving a whole big tree around. And as I discussed on stream, I know that I can make this probably more compact, but I like reusing repeatable components throughout a build. So in this build, I'm using a lot of falling pulse detectors and also pulse extenders, which just basically get the redstone signal in the right orientation and going the right length, which means I can reuse them throughout the build. And that way, if anything ever breaks with this, especially when I was in the design phase for it, it's easy just to tinker with the timings of those and fix those rather than have a bazillion different circuits all super duper compact that could potentially break. And as you can see from this, it works pretty well, I think. I mean, I think we're maybe blowing up maybe a little bit too frequently, but I was running into a weird issue where things would, blow up probably a little bit too prematurely. So I think what I have here works pretty nicely. I'm probably using way too much TNT, but the setup that I have right here, it works. And at the end of the day, if you have something that works and is producing good rates, it's probably worthwhile. So with the farm fully built, here is what it looks like from the ground floor. It looks complicated. I know it looks complicated, but actually it's really, really straightforward. And it does my favorite thing in the whole world. It goes a chonk-a-chonk. It goes a chonk-a-chonk. So first and foremost, you have a T-flop-flop here that acts as a button. I love using this because it's so simple. And all you got to do is you place a tree here. It gets bone-mealed. It gets pushed up from the bottom. And then it goes chonk, chonk, a chonk, chonk, a chonk, chonk, a chonk, chonk. And then all the wood gets pulled into the right spot. It resets one more time. And then it will pull that tree backwards and put it into the TNT explodificator. So you can see right there, very, very efficient system. And it seems to be able to keep... What was that? I got some weird animal sounds here in this game. It seems to work pretty well for almost every tree. Spruce, no problem with spruce whatsoever. Jungle, I don't think I've had any problems with jungle either, because jungle typically grows up pretty straight, and the way that we have this set up, it's not going to do like the crazy arching jungle branches. Oak and birch works very well with this. No real complaints at the end of the day. Oak can be a little bit tricky if it grows the large oak, but I do have a fix for that. For any of the small oaks, it works 100% perfectly. No problems whatsoever. And then acacia. Acacia's a weird one because I thought that this would handle this, but there's a few scenarios where it won't grab all of the tree. I don't know what happened right there, but there's like a few scenarios where like right here, it doesn't grab all the tree. And that's probably a timing issue that I can fix, but there is definitely an issue if the branches grow out sideways, like it just did right here, where you see right there, that grabs everything. Yeah, there's definitely a timing issue somewhere right here. But if it grows out sideways, not to this piston wall that's to my right here, but if it grows out sideways, there's definitely no way that it can capture all of the tree, which is a little bit unfortunate. But if you're going to be AFKing at this, as long as you're comfortable with just... Well, I don't even know what happened there. As long as you're comfortable with like manually mining a few blocks with acacia every now and then, this is pretty viable for acacia. Okay, and with the timings adjusted, this should work a whole lot better. Yeah, there we go. See, look at that. That works a whole lot better with grabbing all the acacia. We just need to adjust one piece of timings real quick. Now, this technically works with cherry, but it has one slight problem. If the tree grows in one specific orientation with cherry wood, the whole thing basically explodes. And that's not like a super great way. Yeah, it kind of isn't fun. Yeah, still maybe a little bit of a timing issue here. I don't plan on making a tutorial for this at the end of the day, but it was a fun little experiment to play around with. Cherry wood's definitely it's out of the question. And then, all of the other 2 wide woods are definitely up. But as you can see here, TNT drops, it blows up. Occasionally we'll get some stuff stuck in there. I probably need to just add like a couple more water sources just to prevent stuff from getting lost in there. I think though that all of this blows up and drops. I don't think I have any timing issues with the TNT like not going off at the right time. And rate wise, I haven't been here that long and this is doing pretty good. Now I have done a whole lot of tests with spruce, so there's obviously more spruce in there. And I do have this set up so that it will capture anything that I throw at it. So we already have nearly 2 rows of spruce there, a couple of oak, and then quite a lot of birch. So I think rate-wise, we'll be able to cover all of our wood farming needs using exclusively this farm. And I think between this farm and the Nylium and the Crimson farm that we have just over here, we actually technically dominate the entire wood industry now on the server, as long as I sell it. I need to build a shop that actually sells all this stuff. That's the problem. I'm not like, I just like making the farms. The whole selling it thing is like, it's not really super duper fun for me. But we have basically all the wood on the server except for dark oak and the pale logs, and everything else we have. So I think we're in a really good spot. We just need to get the shop built next episode. But before we finish this episode, I do have one surprise for you, and it's been something that I have been working on for a very long time, and I am so excited to finally show it to you. Yes, that is correct. After many, many, many hours of work and many sleepless nights and a whole bunch of stress, the Megalith is finally completed. And you know, for a moment there, it kind of looks like a mass relief from Mass Effect, and that was not the intention. But I love the way that this fades into view. This thing is, in a word, gargantuan. It towers over the entirety of the landscape and has exactly the effect that I wanted to have. Where will you just look at that? That is majestic and terrifying, all at the exact same time. Now, there's one more thing that I need to do the Megalith myself. And then obviously we need to kind of work on the center component right there. And I'll talk about that here in just a little bit. But the Megalith is now done. The Megalith structure itself is over 10,000 blocks, has over 104 blocks of height excluding the base, and is scattered with an insane amount of detail, including iron ore and diamond ore blocks, and even regular iron and diamond blocks scattered throughout of it. It is without a doubt the largest structure that I have ever built in Minecraft Bedrock. And we are just getting started with the insane amount of detail that is going to go into this build. Now, we do have all the scaffolding on here, and don't worry, I will give you the very satisfying destruction of all this scaffolding. Don't worry, but the Megalith itself is completed. We still have a bunch of work that we need to do on the center area, and for that, my plan is to build kind of a large structure area that fits underneath it, and then build a huge tree that's going to fit directly underneath the Megalith and sit on top of the base. And we are going to put in a ton of detail into that tree, and it's going to be the most majestic tree that I've ever built before. I don't know what the tree is going to look like, but it is going to be the best tree that I've ever built. Now, you may be wondering, why build a Megalith? Why build this gargantuan structure out here in the middle of nowhere? Well, the answer is it has to go in with the lore of this character. For those of you who have been watching since I've been playing my other series, Welcome to Bedrock, you know that I had an AI companion who traveled with me towards the end of the series whose name was Cassie. At the very end of our time on Welcome to Bedrock, Cassie needed to be sent through a portal to prevent the destruction of that world. And ever since then, I have been hopping through the dimensions in order to find her. And if you remember at the very, very beginning of this series here on Truly Bedrock, we came through a portal with Merely Adequate. And it wasn't a chance that we stopped on this world. Yes, we were looking for Bebop, but we were also looking for Cassie. And I picked up Cassie's signal somewhere here on this world. And then a couple of episodes ago, if you might remember, we got transported to that weird dreamscape world where all these things were happening. And we saw this megalith right here towering over us in the dreamscape. And I am convinced, having seen now the blueprints for those, that we need this megalith right here in order to fully find Cassie here on this world. And if she is in any trouble, reactivate her and bring her back to us. So there is going to be some lore, and there's going to be some, hopefully, some more pretty things that we're going to come out with regarding this megalith. So we are certainly not done with it. And it is certainly also not going to be the only mega structure that I'm going to add here on Truly Bedrock. But we do have a bunch of other things that we need to do around it. Chiefly and foremost, we need to get the structure and the tree built underneath the megalith, and then we need to work on the entirety of the surrounding area. So all down here, I am looking to terraform this entire area. We're gonna make that, like, we're gonna make all this connect, and then we are going to build out a small little village down there, maybe with some boats and some ships and maybe a small little harbor, and we're gonna have an approach coming up to the megalith to make this kind of look like maybe like a shrine that people have. I mean, it's a gigantic shrine, but someplace that people go up to, they leave stuff at, they gather together, they talk about. We're going to have a whole village. We're going to have a whole thing down there, and it is going to be fantastic. We're going to have trees, custom rocks, everything. I have a whole bunch of things both rattling around in my head and also out here in a creative world. And coming back over here, I have decided I am going to connect these two land masses. If we are able to finish this village, I'm going to also extend kind of the village to the other side as well, which I think will give us a really nice, fun area. This is my mega project for this season. It isn't just building this megalith itself. It's also building out the surrounding area and all of the beautiful things with it. So I hope that in 2025, as we move into this new year, that you stick around and you follow along as we start building out this massive area that we need to both terraform and beautify. So as promised, let's clear out all of this scaffolding and all of these temporary blocks and enjoy the very satisfying falling that all of this is soon going to have. Let's go ahead and clear this out, We'll clear out this block, and if we can get it, enjoy all of these falling blocks. Look at this. It is a falling block craziness right here. Those are still falling. There they go. Now they finally finished. That right there was a whole lot less satisfying than I thought it would be. Oops, sorry. I fell down here. Now I know what some of you may be thinking. Wow, Alaydriem, that is a lot to build. And you are absolutely right. It is a lot to build. And some of you might be thinking, wow, is it really the end of 2024 already? It feels like this has both been a super duper long year and also a super duper fast year, all occurring at the same time. It feels like it's taken forever to get to the end of the year, and at the same time, it feels that now that we're here, it's like, is the year really over? We have so much more that we have to do. We've accomplished so much this year, though. We've reached tons of goals that we had for the channel. We have finished building the megalith. We've joined Truly Bedrock Season 6. We've done all sorts of fun things, and I am so excited and grateful to have each and every one of you here on this journey with me. And I'm telling you right now, as I look forward to the new year, I am filled with both enthusiasm, hope, and energy that we are going to both finish this project and that 2025 is going to be both an incredible and creative year for not just me, but also for you as well and all of you beautiful pixels who are joining me on this journey. And I would like to, one, thank all of you beautiful pixels for watching. You are the reason why I make Minecraft and Truly Bedrock episodes, and I'm always excited to see you comment, to talk about what you see, hang out in the Discord, and I just want to say thank you. And I hope that you can use the time that we have together to recharge your batteries, feel reinvigorated to create something new with the skills and talents that you have, and to show off and expand your skill sets and your talents and your passions. I am looking forward to the new year for building new things with you, spending time with you, and just hanging out together. So, beautiful pixels, for the last time of 2024, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in our next episode together. I'll see you in 2025, beautiful pixels. Goodbye.